Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about ad hoc on-demand distance vector routing protocol. Shortly we are representing AODV routing protocol. So this is used in mobile ad hoc network. This is coming under the category of reactive protocol. Reactive routing protocol means on-demand routing protocol. That means whenever the requirement occurs, then only the path will be established between source node to destination node. So after establishment of path, the packet will be transferred from source node to destination node. So this protocol do not maintain the network topology information. So in this, we are not maintaining any routing table to transmit the information from one node to another node. So it will obtain the necessary path when it is required. So whenever the corresponding demand occurs, immediately it will establish a path between source node to destination node. So here another one point they are represented, does not exchange routing information periodically. Okay, in your proactive routing protocol, periodically the routing information will be shared by nearby nodes. So like that, we are not periodically sharing the information to adjacent node. The reactive protocols are also known as on-demand routing protocol. This protocols finds path to destination only when needed to transmit a packet. Different reactive routing protocols are Dynamic Source Routing Protocol DSR, Ad hoc On-Demand Distance Vector Routing Protocol AODV, Location Aid Routing LAR, Associative Based Routing ABR, Signal Stability Based Adaptive Routing Protocol SSA. These are all the 5 different reactive routing protocols available in MANET. Advantages and shortcomings of reactive routing protocol: low overhead since routes are determined on demand. So overhead is very less compared to proactive routing protocols. Low storage requirement, only needed routes are in cache. So as per on-demand routing protocol, so a number of routing information available in the node is very less compared to proactive routing protocol. The proactive routing protocol having the list of different nodes, the corresponding path is available in the table. So these are all the two advantages of the reactive routing protocol. Disadvantages: high delay of routing setup process. So routes are established on demand. So whenever the path is required, then only the path established. That's why the high delay in the routing process or route setup process. So employee flooding process. The second disadvantage is employee flooding process. To identify the destination node, we are flooding the request information towards the entire network and getting back the corresponding acknowledgement from the respective destination node. Then only we are able to establish a path between source node to destination node. In this video, we are going to discuss about AODV algorithm. Before discussing AODV algorithm, we should know what is the disadvantages of dynamic source routing protocol. In this dynamic source routing protocol, each and every packet consists of path information and also data. So this data will be transmitted from one node to another node by using this path information. In the DSR, Dynamic Source Routing Protocol, whenever the network size grows, the length of the path also increase. If length of the path increases, the path information also increasing. In that particular situation, the overhead size will increase. So now you can see the data is very less, but the path information is very high. So in this particular situation, the bandwidth efficiency will reduce when we are going to use dynamic source routing protocol for the large network. So this particular disadvantage is eliminated by using AODV protocol. Difference between AODV and DSR. As we discussed in the earlier slide, in DSR a data packet carries the complete path between transmitter and receiver. AODV attempts to improve on DSR by maintaining routing table at the nodes so that data packet does not have to contain route. So the entire route information not available in each and every node. The each and every node maintaining only the nearby nodes path only. So the AODV retains the desirable feature of DSR that routes are maintained only between the nodes which need to communicate. By using three steps, we are able to establish a path between source to destination in AODV algorithm. One is route request packet, the second one is route reply packet. The finally, after establishment of path between source to destination, we are going to transmit a packet, data packet. The main objective of the AODV algorithm is establishing a path between source to destination. So to establish a path between source to destination, the first step or first process is route request packet. We are going to send a route request packet from source node to the entire network to identify the destination node. So here that route request packet consists of these are all the fields. One is called source address, source sequence number, broadcast ID, destination address, destination sequence number, and hop count. These are all the informations available in the route request packet. What is mean by source address and destination address? It is the corresponding identification of your source ID and destination ID. Next one is source sequence number and destination sequence number. This is used to indicate the freshness of the route request. So the corresponding so many route requests we are receiving from source to destination. In this particular situation, one route request having standard source sequence number and standard destination sequence number. Based on that particular sequence number, we can identify the freshness of the route request. Then broadcast ID. So this broadcast ID is used to discard the multiple copies of same route request. So one particular node will receive a route request from nearby nodes. So the first nearby node transmitting one particular route request packet that is already processed by the present node. In that particular situation, the same node receiving same request from another nearby node. That type of duplications are eliminated by using broadcast ID. The route request packet flooded to entire mobile ad hoc network, and once the corresponding destination node receives the route request, immediately it will prepare the route reply packet. So that route reply packet transfer from destination to source to establish a path between source to destination. In the successive slides having the example how the route is established between source and destination by using route request packet and also route reply packet, that we will discuss in the following slides. In AODV algorithm, the first step of establishing a path between source node to destination node. Now as per this particular example, a node wants to transmit information or packets to D node. This is the corresponding objective. So now we are in the position to establish a path between source node A to destination node D. In this particular situation, A node will generate a root request packet. That root request packet consists of source address, source sequence number. Here the first root request is generated. That's why the corresponding sequence number is 1. If the same node generating the second time the root request means it will be updated as 2. So it is almost like a time stamping. So the next one is broadcast ID. Broadcast ID, whenever the first request generated, the number is 1. So if second request arises, immediately this will be updated as 2. So now the corresponding sequence number is also 1, broadcast ID is also 1, the destination address is D. So D representing destination address, and this is the first request, that's why we are representing the destination sequence number is also 1. So number of hops or number of jump is at present we are assigning as 0 because we are not transmitted that packet now, we are generated the packet only. So now you can see this root request packet will be transmitted or propagated to nearby nodes. Now the nearby node is B. Now the nearby node is B. So in this situation, this root request packet transmitted to B node, immediately the B node will read the packet and identify the useful information. So here the searching destination is D, but the packet received by B. Immediately the B will update the corresponding routing table by using the received packet from A. So immediately the B will recognize we can reach A within one hop based on this particular received packet. So here another one information, this 0 will be updated as 1 now because A to B one hop or one jump. So this is updated as 1. So the B will update a routing table. B can reach A. That's why the destination is A. So next hop is B to A is A. Within one hop I can reach A. The sequence number of this particular request is 1. Then this particular root request packet transmitted or propagated to nearby node. So the nearby node is C. Now the root request packet received by C, the C will read the packet and identifies this packet requesting route for D. So this is not D. Then still the C will update the table based on the received information. Now this 1 will be updated as 2 hops. So first hop is A to B, second hop is B to C. So totally 2 hops. So from this packet we are able to identify C can reach A with 2 hops, at the same time via B we can reach. So that's why here the destination is A. From C to A, destination is A, and the next hop is B. Number of hop is 1, 2, totally 2. Sequence number as per the packet is 1. Now this updated root request packet is transferred to nearby node. So the nearby node, next node is D. The D will read the packet and recognize the searching node is D. So obviously the D node will receive this packet and accept the request and update the table. So based on this particular information, immediately I can reach D through C and B, it is possible. So that's why the from D to A, destination is A, next hop is C, next immediate hop is C. Number of hops to reach A is 1, 2, 3. So that's why the hop count increases 3. The sequence number is 1. The first step of first step of AODV algorithm is root request. The second step is root reply. As per our previous example, the D node accepts root request and giving the reply to A node towards by using via C and B. So now the root reply packet consists of source address, destination sequence number, and hop count. These are all the four informations available in the root reply. As per this particular D node, source address is D. So source address is D, destination address is A. Now the sequence number is 100. You can see the previous one, the sequence number is 1. Now the sequence number is updated as 100. So this number is always greater than your previous request. So now hop count is 0. This root reply packet transferred to or propagated towards nearby node, that is your C. Now the C will receive the packet and update the hop count as 1. Now updating the routing table also, this is updated because of root request. Now this corresponding table will be updated based on the root reply. C can recognize I am able to reach D from this corresponding received information. So from C to D, so destination node is D, next hop is D, number of hop count is 1, sequence number is 100. So now from this received packet we are able to update the routing table. Then the root reply packet transmitted from C to B. So in your B, this hopping count will be increased as 2. Now similar manner B also updating the corresponding routing table as. So I can reach D via C. Okay, that's why the next hop is C and destination is D. Within 2 hops I can reach the corresponding D node. The sequence number is 100. Now again this packet will be forwarded to A node. Now the hop count is increased as 3. 1, 2, 3. Now routing table also going to update. Your destination is D. The next hop from A to B is next hop is B. Number of hops is 3 and sequence number is 100. Now the root request packet transmitted from A to D, then root reply packet transmitted from D to A. We are established a path between A to D. This entire routing information is updated in the routing table. Based on this routing table information, I can transmit the corresponding data packets. Summary of AODV algorithm. Routes need not to include in the packets headers. So that means the entire path information is not available in the packet. During the root request and the root reply only we are establishing a path. After establishment of path, we are going to transmit only the data. We are not transmitting any address. So the second point is node maintain routing table containing entries only for routes that are in active use. At present, nodes usage information or routing information only available in that cache memory. Okay, the remaining nodes routing informations not available in the routing table. At most one next hop per destination maintained at each node. So in the AODV algorithm, each and every node maintaining the routing for nearby nodes only, not the entire path between source to destination. Sequence number are used to avoid old or broken nodes. The next one is sequence number prevent formation of routing loops. So loop formation in the routing avoided by using sequence number. Finally, unused routes expiry even if topology does not changes. Topology changes not happen also if you are not using the route automatically. We are going to delete from that node table or node routing table. Okay, so this is the overall summary of AODB algorithm. Thank you for watching this video. So we will meet again with another useful video. Thank you.